In the beginning was the Word, and was spoken in Ge'ez, which is considered the father language or the oldest language on earth. That's why Ethiopia has the oldest, most complete Bible on earth, written in Ge'ez. And in it, it tells you about the time of revelation in which Russia and Iran are supposed to join up. In other words, over 1600 years ago, it spoke about the formation of BRICS, in which they're going to come to the lands of Ethiopia and try to take away a great spoil by taking away silver and gold. And that's what God is going to reveal himself. For it is written that God himself will become king, then hide his face from a wicked generation until an army from the north comes into his land. So let's watch what he has to say. We Africans will fight if necessary, and we know that we shall win, as we are confident in the victory of good over evil. Haile Selassie I, the root of David. So if you read, it tells you, thus said the Lord God, behold, I am against thee, O God. Another Bible will say, and the chief prince of Rosh, in other words, Russia, and I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws. For they will join up together, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya. And another Bible will say, Persia, Ethiopia, and Put, for Put is just another name for Libya. So let's watch what's happening today.
Today we have convened the first summit meeting of the new or otherwise expanded BRICS, while many of the hopes for a more just, secure and prosperous world in the post-Cold War era have not been afforded the opportunity to be fulfilled, as aspirations for dominance and unilateralism continue to threaten, like a deadly plague, the foundations of global peace and cooperation.
Notice they're coming for peace. They're promoting peace. So they're saying the West is and Israel are going with war. So they're coming with peace. And they're supposed to be like the last kingdom before God takes over.
Over the 3 decades since the collapse of the bipolar system, it has become abundantly clear that the Western powers have it that peace, democracy, prosperity, and development can only be achieved through the pathways they define and assign.
So the West basically is considered Rome, when in fact they both work for Rome. But let's watch still.
It has sent shockwaves through the international financial community. The BRICS alliance has confirmed that 159 out of 195 nations have committed to adopting their new payment system.
Don't forget, in the world, there's only 4 countries that do not follow the Roman calendar. So if you're under the Roman calendar, then you're part of Rome. Hello.
This announcement marks a potential paradigm shift in global finance, challenging the long-standing dominance of the Western-controlled SWIFT system and the US dollar. Today, we'll talk about the implications of this initiative and its potential to reshape international trade and economic relations. The BRICS alliance, comprising Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, has been working diligently behind the scenes to develop an alternative to the SWIFT payment system. This new system, unofficially dubbed the BRICS Bridge, aims to facilitate trade between member countries without relying on the US dollar, marking a significant step in their efforts to reduce dependence on Western-dominated financial structures. Elvira Nabiullina, the head of Russia's central bank, has confirmed that this system will offer a viable alternative to SWIFT, highlighting that similar systems are already operational in other countries. The success of this system will largely depend on the technical readiness and interest of the participating nations, and in this case, new participants are eagerly waiting to adopt the new payment system.
Wake up, and don't forget, they're all under Rome, even Iran.
At the very top, who really rules the world, and I discovered it's a very, very interesting history of ancient Iranian tribes, the original Zoroastrians, and the first world Persian Empire that has controlled the world for the last 5,000 years. The entities that created the Jesuits during the Renaissance in Italy, it was none other than Alessandro Farnese, a Persian. They have 10 bloodline families that sit on a council, and they're the ones who advise the Jesuits. The Jesuits work for the Iranian bloodlines, and the Jesuits were created by Alessandro Farnese,
who is family to Fidel Castro and the Prime Minister of Canada, Trudeau,
who became Pope Paul III. We're talking about a global network with one template carrying all of this out. And originates with those ancient Iranian bloodlines, the Romans, the Etruscan.
And if you don't know, the whole region from Egypt to India used to be called Ethiopia. Egypt used to be called the daughter of Ethiopia, and Egyptians were referred to as disobedient Ethiopians.
The Holy Roman Empire, they're all Iranians, they're all Persian.
Hello, you need to start waking up. So let's read what's written in the original tongues that they decide to keep out. It speaks about Nebuchadnezzar in the book of Judith. So let's read what he's going to do. Therefore Nebuchadnezzar was very angry with all this country, and swore by his throne and kingdom that he would surely avenge upon all. In other words, they're supposed to take over the world with their new system. King of the Assyrians, he was also king of Egypt. He also controls Iraq. He also controls Persia. In other words, B.R.I.C.S. And he said, avenge himself on all the earth. So he called Holofernes the chief captain of his army. So he came with 120,000 riders, 12,000. The people are descended of the Chaldeans, and they sojourned heretofore in Mesopotamia, because they would not follow the gods of their fathers, which were in the land of Chaldea. They left their way of their ancestors and worshiped the God of heaven. You see, people began changing their ways, but Nebuchadnezzar didn't like that. So while they sinned not before their God, they prospered, because the God that hateth iniquity was with them. So the army of Assur, if you turn Assur backwards, it looked like Russia. And all the Moabites, company of other nations, that we should not make war with the people of Israel, because their God will defend them. But Nebuchadnezzar, he will send his power, and he will destroy them that face the earth. In other words, people of the world is going to still want to follow God, but Nebuchadnezzar is not going to like that. So he's going to want their bloods and their fields shall be filled with dead bodies. Nebuchadnezzar, Aki, a hireling of Ammon, shall see my face no more until I take vengeance of this nation that came out of Egypt. In other words, he's talking about the Israelites. So he wants to hurt the Israelites. So he make war against the children of Israel. So he came with an army, 170,000 footmen, 12,000 horsemen beside the baggage, and other men that were afoot among them, a great multitude, as written in Ezekiel 38. For a storm that should be like a cloud to cover the land, and all thy bands and many people with thee. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, and having neither bar nor gates. And as we could clearly see, the place they call Israel is full with walls. There's walls all over. They even making a 440-mile wall. So it cannot be that place. Because if you go to Jerusalem right now, you're going to find this huge wall. So a section of the wall running through East Jerusalem. But Haile Selassie left his banners for us. So at the end, you better get this banner in your house to protect us. You have given a banner to those who fear you, that it may be displayed because of the truth. Selah, Psalm 60. So follow God, not man. Remember, God is alive. Jagai.